my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and be solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification, and I'm just going to keep on bringing you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews, that 40-ish and under dollar range, and most of these way less than that. A good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. So I decided to come up with a list of 5 fragrances that will make a perfect gift idea for a young man. Teenagers more than anything else, but me personally, I wear the daylights out of these things because I think they're just that good. They're inoffensive. Anybody can get along with these fragrances, but a teenager, especially high school, college, definitely high school fragrances here, I think they'll make a great gift idea for them. Also, side trail, what do you get somebody that has everything? Whether it be young or an old person, what do you get somebody that's got everything? Some kind of Middle Eastern fragrance. A lot of people don't know Armaf, you know? Find them a nice Armaf, Odyssey Mandarin or something like that. Things fire. So, 5 fragrances that I think will make an awesome gift idea for a teenager. That'll kind of check all the boxes, especially if you get all 5 of these. So I'm going to start things off with one that I just recently reviewed. If you haven't seen that review, you're going to hear a little bit about this thing right now. I think it's just that good. Anybody can get along with this thing. I think it would make an excellent date night fragrance for a teenager. And we're talking about Royalty by Maluma, Onyx for Kings. So this fragrance right here is a Oriental style. It's sweet, spicy, powdery, cinnamon, touch of like sweet pear. There's plum in the body of this thing. All those things combined make this thing an alluring, kind of captivating fragrance. One that just kind of draws you in. More than anything else, this is a cool weather fragrance. It's like when the leaves start changing color, this thing will match that atmosphere like nobody's business. But as far as a teenage scent, this would be great for like homecoming or prom or whatever, whichever one of them is closer to the winter. I think I don't know, I forget, it's been a long time and I don't have any kids, so I think this one will work good on any date night occasion, specifically one that might even be a little bit more dressed up, or even just the movies. It's a good date night fragrance. Performance is, about average on it, and they could spray away with it, and it's not going to choke anybody out. So that's another thing that makes this a great option for a date night fragrance. About $25 for this 2.5 ounce bottle, and I think it will work very good. I scored this very high on my rating too. I think it works great for a teenager. Another one that's going to have a little bit more class. Probably give them a little bit of confidence, probably garnish mad compliments with this thing. And I got several fragrances in this DNA, but I thought that this was probably the safest one because it's not as loud, it's smoother than a lot of the other ones, it has no harshness, and the bottle's pretty cool looking. I'm talking about Mont Blanc Explorer. And if you don't already know, it is their take basically on Creative Ventus. There's not nearly as much smoke, but there's also not nearly as much of that lemony, harsh, abrasive opening that you'll get in like Club de Nuit or something like that. But the notes that are in it, there's like different notes. There's no pineapple, there's like pink pepper, there's no rose, there's ambroxan, there's a different kind of wood, but the way that they have everything combined, it's like a citrus forward version of a Ventus, like not the lemon citrus, more like a bergamot style citrus forward. And in the dry down, there's not quite as much of like the woodiness, like not woodiness, but like the vetiver and stuff like that. But other than that, it's a very easy to get along with, not super loud, but loud enough for other people to smell it, but it's not going to project past like 10 people like Club de Nuit or something like that. It's going to project just right for the classmates around to smell, for everybody to enjoy the way that it smells. And by lunchtime, they might have to reapply 2 or 3 more squirts, and it'll do the trick for the whole school day, because it's about a 5 or 6 hour fragrance, which isn't bad. But for the price tag, for what this thing is, I think they're about like $30 now. And these bottles are nice and heavy. The caps click really nice into place. It's a cool looking bottle, and it just smells great. I think this is it's good for anybody, to be honest with you. It's just so safe. That's why I'm recommending this Aventus style fragrance for the teenager, because this is also a little bit of a classier one. Like, it worked good in like a business meeting, but I think it'll work just as good in a lunchroom as it will a business meeting. So that is Mont Blanc's Explorer. Up next, another Mont Blanc fragrance. Also, that one that I just mentioned is one that's just going to do everything. It's a dumb reach. Another Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. This one opens with this energetic bergamot pink pepper combination. It's a little bit watery. It's got that sweet lavender. It's got some cardamom, some clean musk, some woods. This is a fresh, sparkly, aquatic, captivating kind of a fragrance. It's in the same ballpark as Invictus, but it doesn't smell just like Invictus. It's not sharp and abrasive. It's not quite as playful. It's not spicy like Invictus. There is a little bit of spice because there's like a touch of pink pepper, I think, in this thing. But the pink pepper in this almost adds more like that rosy nuance than so much of a spice to me. This is a very clean, aquatic, fresh, energetic from that bergamot kind of a fragrance. I think this thing is wonderful. And the clean musk in this just makes this different, I feel like, than a lot of the other, the cardamom also. The way the cardamom is used, it gives it like a little bit of a kind of a powdery forward take, not forward, but like a powdery heart a little bit. The musk and the cardamom gives it a touch of powderiness, I feel like, along with the top notes of that bergamot and the water, like the aquatic watery thing going on. This is just that summertime fresh fragrance that if somebody smells you, more than likely is going to get compliments. I get mad compliments when I wear this thing. I haven't worn it in a while. The juice level is way down here. I kind of need another bottle. I enjoy the way this smells. It's one of my favorite Invictus style fragrances because, to be honest, I think Invictus is one that I can personally get sick of. I love the way it smells. Don't get me wrong. I think it smells great. But the sharpness and the spiciness, I think, can get a little overwhelming, whereas this doesn't have so much of that. It's got like very, like, take that spiciness out, make it a little bit more aquatic and powdery and almost like a touch of, I feel like, just to me, like there's almost a creaminess about this thing. Just a little bit of a creaminess. So enough about this one. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. This actually made my list for like safest blind buy fragrances. Anybody can like this thing. Up next, one that I featured on this channel many times because I personally kind of tried to hype this thing up because of the amount of compliments that I get from this thing, and I think it's extremely youthful, playful, wonderful, and that is Armaf's Hunter Intense. And it is a sweet, playful, bitter citrus like lemon, black pepper, sexy cardamom type of fragrance. It's got some of that same playful sweetness as like YSLY. A lot of people compare this to Dior Sauvage meets Invictus Intense or something like that. I forget. It's late right now at night, so things are missing my head. I'll put it right there. That one. I haven't actually smelled that one, so I can't tell. But I will say that this does have a lot of Sauvage qualities in it, like an ambroxan feel, that black pepper type thing, but it's sweeter. It's much, much, much sweeter. Kind of like YSLY, EDP. A lot of stuff like that going on in this thing. And florals, a good dose of florals in this. But man, you want to talk about one that's playful and just compliment, like heavy, that's this one right here. I mean, it just screams youth, but everybody that I show this thing to really likes the way that it smells. And like I said, it's one of my most complimented fragrances, and the performance isn't bad on this one. It's like a 6-hour fragrance, 7-hour fragrance, and yeah, if you haven't checked this one out before, it's under $30. It's a winner for sure. Last but not least, this fragrance has been out for a while, but I feel like this thing would work good in any middle school, high school, even college kids' locker, and that is Diesel, Only the Brave, the original. It's sweet. It's got a nice hearty dose of powdery violet. Enough citrus to keep it invigorating and fresh. It's got sweet amber. There's like touches of leather in this thing. Little bits of an earthiness and some woodiness, but more than anything else, the main players in this is that powdery violet sweet amber. It's sweet, it's powdery, it's a little bit leathery, but there's enough citrus to keep this thing lively and more appropriate for the summer and the spring. But I feel like this thing is so versatile and it's pretty long lasting too. It's a 7+ hour fragrance for what it is. And you want to talk about solid compliments, this is a crowd pleasing fragrance above all else, is like what it is. It's a crowd pleaser for sure. In the same ballpark as like, it's like a more youthful version of like Gucci Guilty EDP to me. So yeah, this thing is almost like it belongs to a high schooler. But I mean, I haven't even had this thing that long, and look at the dent that I've taken out of it because I like it so much. It's backup bottle worthy. I feel like I need the 3.4 ounce bottle of this thing. So if you're looking for a fragrance that is just going to smell good to everybody around you, probably turn some heads, last throughout the whole school day, that's this one right here. So it got a little bit of a character. It's got like a lot, there's like a lot of stuff going on in here. It's not just like super flat or one-dimensional. It's super synthetic, but the way that it's put together is interesting because you can keep on, it's like scattered, so you can like keep on picking little things out on this thing. So it's a fun fragrance. It's playful, it's fun, it's a little bit energetic, but it's a little bit toned down at the same time with some of that powdery violet and the leather and stuff. It's just the way that they put it together is awesome. Actually, the same guy that made this created Jacquard Noir, so I just thought that's pretty cool. So Diesel Only the Brave. Awesome, youthful fragrance. Hope that wasn't too loud. This microphone is on my floor tom, and I just hit the rim with the fragrance. So yeah, it's getting late, so I'm squirrely right now. But that's 5 fragrances that will work awesome in any middle school, high school locker, or even your shelf at home. If you just want a dumb reach, crowd pleasing, compliment getting fragrance, any one of these are going to do the trick for that. So with that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always, and until next time.